The second section of this 40 form has a couple of new movements. Now, if you've learned the long form, you're familiar with slant flying, or sometimes it's called diagonal flying, and fist under the elbow. But we don't have either of those movements in the 24 short form. So if you're not familiar with the long form, these are going to be brand new movements. If you are familiar with the long form, you'll know these movements, but we're going to we're going to approach them in a different way. So with the ending of that first section, we were holding the ball to the left, facing the front. The next move is our slant flying. We're going to turn over our right shoulder, and we're actually going to go on the diagonal here. So as you step back, I want you to step out and back with that right foot. You're not stepping to the side, and you're not stepping straight back. You're stepping out a little bit and back a little bit. Your hands are in this position, and they're actually going to switch as you turn. The left hand comes down and the right hand comes up. So I'm going to turn so you can see how that ends up with your slant flying. Left hand is down, right hand is up, right palm is pointing towards your face, left palm is pointing down towards the floor. Knees are soft. So as you're holding the ball to the left, you're going to step out and back on that diagonal, turn, pivoting with your feet, and come into your slant flying. Left hand, if you can see that in the mirror, is down, right hand is up. It's a simple move. If you think about this being straight on to the north, right? This would be west, this would be east, that would be south. So you're turning kind of to that southeast corner. It's a diagonal line right here. Holding the ball to the left, step out on that southeast diagonal and turn slant flying. Now the next move is fist under the elbow. In the long form, we simply come into fist under the elbow like this, very simple open fist. Remember in Tai Chi, we have an open fist if we're making a fist, as if you have a robin's egg. And the left foot is empty. Fist is under the elbow. It's pretty descriptive. So as you come into that fist under the elbow, just like that. We're going to come into fist under the elbow in a much more complicated way in the 40 form. And it comes from that slant flying. So let's go ahead and do the slant flying again, holding the ball to the left, stepping out on that diagonal, pivot. Now all you're going to do is you're going to turn back towards the front, and you're going to hold the ball. Notice that your right hand is high, left hand is low. It stays in that position for holding that ball. I'm going to show you what you're going to do here. You're going to do slant flying, turn, hold the ball. Weight comes back to the right, and then you turn over your left shoulder and you come into your fist under the elbow. We'll break that down for you. Holding the ball to the left, turning, slant, flying. The weight is kind of on your right here, about 60-40. Then as you turn over your left shoulder, weight comes to the left, and you're holding that ball. Now let your weight come to the right, and let that left leg become empty. As you step out towards the west, now you're going to step out towards that west with the left. You're going to lift that left hand, bringing the weight to the left. Right foot is not completely empty, but it feels like it's almost empty. This right hand is going to circle around, and as it ends up under the elbow, the weight comes back to the right. So it's a lot of weight shifting. If we do just the feet, we're stepping out on that diagonal, and then we're bringing our weight back to the left as we turn to the front. Then we bring our weight back to the right, bringing that left foot in. Then we turn to the west, bring our weight to the left, and then we settle back with our weight in the right. Let's try it with hands now. Holding that ball to the left, stepping out on the diagonal, slant, flying. Turning over your left shoulder. Now your weight's coming to the left, holding that ball. Then bring your weight to the right. Left foot steps back. Now turning over your left shoulder again, stepping to the west. Bringing that left hand up, right hand starts to drop, weight's on the left. As you circle that right hand around, you bring your weight to the right and fist under the elbow. As you hold that ball, starting with your fist under the elbow, think about holding right hand is high, but then just like that slant flying, one hand comes up, and then that right hand just circles around and settles under the elbow. Let's try that again. Holding the ball to the left, stepping out and back, slant, flying. Turning towards the front, weight comes to the right, holding the ball. Then the weight comes back to the right, letting that left foot do a center step. Then it steps to the west, bringing your weight to the left hand follows that left leg. Then as you bring that right arm around, settling back into the right, your weight is in the right foot. Remember, we talk about upper and lower follow one another, and it's a really great example in this movement of the weight coming to the left, then to the right, then to the left, and then back to the right. Let's try that one more time, and then we're going to add the movement that comes after fist under the elbow. And believe it or not, then you're actually at the end of the second segment. So holding that ball to the left, step out, slant, flying. Turning towards this front mirror, bringing your weight to the left, holding the ball. Then bring your weight to the right, let that left foot step in, then it steps straight to the west and the left hand follows. Weight comes to the left, right arm circles around, and the weight settles back into the right. And that's significant. Your left foot is empty, your right foot is full, because now you're going to do repulse the monkey 4 steps. So it sets you up very nicely for that repulse the monkey. One more. Your weight comes to the right, but then you hold the ball to the left. Now, if you're used to the 24 form, that's what I call a danger point. Because in the 24 form, we do our repulse the monkey 4 times. We step back 4 times. And then what do? We hold the ball to the right, because then we go into our ward off. That's the 24. In the 40 form, you have to be really thinking, because you can't let your body take over, your muscle memory take over. You've just come into that fist under the elbow. You do 4 steps, repulse the monkey. Then your weight does come to the right, but then it comes back to the left, holding the ball facing to the front. So that's the second segment. Let's do it one more time. Holding that ball to the left, stepping out, slant, flying. Turning to the front, bringing the weight to the left. Then bringing that weight back to the right, let the left leg come in, stepping out with the left. Bring the weight to the left, circle that right arm around, settle into your right column. Left leg is empty. Then we step back with repulse the monkey. 4 steps. Bringing our weight to the right as we turn to the front, but then we bring the weight back to the left and hold that ball to the left. So I know there's going to be some moments of, I'm familiar with this, but you still have to stay focused, which is why that mental benefit is really going to start to accrue as you learn a new form. In our next weekly lesson, we're going to put 1 and 2, the first section and the second section together so you can see how it starts to flow and start to talk about a little bit of the underlying principles as they begin to apply as you feel more comfortable with this new sequence. So practice section 1 and section 2, and then we'll work with it together next week. See you then.